Hello, Mr. Mark here. Going to talk about wind turbines, going to talk a little bit about wind power, and going to get into making a circuit here with the propeller and a battery source and a mini motor, show you how that works. Just want to talk here first. So a wind turbine is a device that converts the wind's kinetic energy into electrical energy. So it's using that wind power and using it for something as a source. And now's around the time of the year you feel that wind coming, and maybe here very soon you'll be out flying a kite, or you'll see things flying around because it gets very windy. It's a good idea to try to use that wind power. You might have something like this little windmill guy here. Spin around and you can catch it. And we're going to talk about doing a circuit here. So let me show you what we have, and we're going to get into it, and we're going to get a propeller and see if we can get this working. So very first we need our power source. I'm going to be using a AA battery and have a little battery casing. I actually have a double and a single. I'm going to use a single one for what we're using today, and you can buy these little circuit kits at different places that you can do various projects with, because you can unhook them and use them for a lot of different things. But for today we're doing the little windmill with the propeller. And then we need our motor, and this is one that actually comes with the wires mounted to it. Sometimes you can get ones, I have ones that are, the wires are separate. If they're mounted like this, then you got to hook them into the battery source, so you got to connect them together, which we're going to have to do here in a second. And then we have our propeller, which we're going to put onto our motor here in a second, and have a variety of propellers. We have some that have the 4 blades, some have the 3 blade. I'm going to go with this blue one here just because I like blue. And it has the 4 blade on it. So I'm going to go ahead, before I mount it in, we're going to make sure our motor is working. So let's go ahead and get our power source on, then we'll make sure our motor is working, and then we'll get our propeller on last. So I'm going to put our battery in here. Like I said, I'm using a AA. If you buy these casings, sometimes they're a little tight. Just want to make sure you get your battery in there getting tight. And now comes probably the most challenging part of this, is getting our wires to connect and keeping them together. Now I did go ahead and bend the ends just a little bit so that they'll attach, hopefully, a little bit tighter. So we're going to do red to red, first of all, on this side. And I'm going to pinch it a little bit, so hopefully they will stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and take our, make sure they're sticking on there. And I'm going to turn the motor, let me turn the motor so you can see it, and then we'll work on this. So you can see it moving. And you should be able to hear it. And I'm going to touch the black to the black, and let me just touch them here and make sure that our motor is working first of all. And if you hear that whine, you can see it moving a little bit. Okay, we know it's working, so I'm going to take the wires off. So now I know that it's working. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach the propeller to our motor. And you want it on there fairly tight so it won't fly off, and you want to try to get it fairly straight as well. It should go on there pretty easily. All right, now we turn that so that you can see the propeller. Now I'm going to attach the red wires, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to make sure I don't get my fingers into the windmill part, and I'm going to do the black wires. Get those touching. There you go, and you can see it going. So we completed our circuit, and we got the wind power going there. And I'm going to go ahead and let go of the wires to uncomplete our circuit. So if you were making a wind turbine, you would have this part, and then you would have to get something like this, a pole to mount it on. So it would hold it on there. You'd have to have a place to put your power source. Like I said, you can buy these little circuit kits at a lot of different places, do a lot of different projects with it. So something simple that you can play around with. You might be thinking about it now with it getting a little bit windy and thinking about wind power. Hope this gave you some ideas and something to work with, and thank you so much for watching me today.